Hey friends, my camera just turned on all by itself. So how are you, my YouTube friends? I hope you are well. It is Friday, July 11th. Where is July going? So, Mr. Jerry ran into town. He had to do some banking and some other things. And I was in the middle of eating my turkey salad, which is just lettuce with some turkey in it and some cheese and homemade croutons and Boathouse ranch dressing and an apple. I don't have any raisins to put in it. So he said he would stop and pick me up some raisins. So, because I have enough salad for tomorrow too. So I thought, put your salad down. Come on in here and talk to your YouTube friends. Because salad usually takes me a while to eat. I just put it in a bowl, chop it all up, mix it up. So, but this morning we got up and it was rainy. It was in the 60s. And Jerry had opened up the front door to let fresh air in. And in the sunroom, he put down the screen door on the storm. And then when I got up, which was right after him because he turned his TV on and it's right next to the bedroom and it's loud. I got up and I said, well, so much for sleeping in. He says, I thought I saw you, you know, like you were awake and stuff. Well, he's not the quietest person when he gets up, and our bathroom door just squeaks really loud. It needs to be greased. So, but, so got up, made coffee. Now, I don't know about the coffee people out there, or even the tea drinker people. But I always did coffee. He never wanted coffee, and I've mentioned that before in the channel. Every once in a while, if I made a pot of coffee, he would drink it. But if I did the little K-cups, he never drank it. So he's still that way. So what I'm trying to do is, I think it's going to be in the long run cheaper for me just to do the ground coffee in the bag than the ground coffee plus the K-cups. And a K-cup I can get, well, I used to be able to get 2 cups out of 1 K-cup, but now I've noticed that that second cup is not even as strong as tea, so I can't do that anymore. But they're not always the cheapest either. So I said to him this morning, because I was kind of grumpy because I was awakened and I could have slept. I said, you know, you need to learn to make coffee. He didn't say a word. So I made our coffee this morning and, you know, I got over my grumpiness. But I made the coffee and I had drank a cup, and then I was able to have breakfast because I take thyroid medication. I can't eat anything until I can have plain coffee, but I can't have anything else. So I went out and fixed my smoothie, made another second cup of coffee, and he's also, I make our own French vanilla creamer. And I have store-bought creamers. He was just, you know, the plain Jane creamer. And that's what he would use. And then he put some sugar in his and some of the powdered. And he now likes the homemade French vanilla creamer with the sugar. And so I have a big thing of powdered creamer. So usually when the kids come over, I ask them, does anybody want this? You know, I can use it. The hot chocolate recipe I use at Christmas takes that creamer in it. So, but if not, you know, it's got a shelf life with all those preservatives. But anyways, so he got, you know, a couple cups of coffee, and I got a couple cups, and I could tell that he likes this one coffee that I've been using, because he drinks more than just the one cup. And usually between the two of us, I will make like a 10 cup, and only because my mugs will hold probably 2 cups. So because we each get about, there's, you know, when he drinks it and he gets his 2 cups and I get my 2 cups, there's usually nothing left in it. So but so we had that this morning, and then the rain came. It came hard. It got super dark and just downpoured, and I just sat out there and I knitted on my Knitmas shawl, and I think I got over 300 stitches on it. I have 8 more rows before I go into section 3. I think it's section 3 is the next one after the shells. There is 4 sections, so I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so it takes a hot minute to knit, you know, one side of over 300 stitches. So I think I knitted like 4 rows this morning, then went and took my shower, and started my yogurt for the week. And right now it's incubating in the Instapot. It won't be ready until like 10 o'clock tonight for me to put it in its strainer, and then I just put it in the refrigerator overnight for a good 12 hours, and then it makes it nice and thick like a Greek yogurt. And then this morning we had bought grapes yesterday, and raspberries, so I washed and cleaned all that stuff and prepped that. That's all in baggies in the refrigerator. We also bought a cantaloupe, and he had cut the cantaloupe up, and that's all in the refrigerator. So all of our fruit is prepped for the week. And I don't eat the raspberries, he does, the red raspberries he does. But I told him, I said, they're all washed and cleaned, and I'll just have to every once in a while remind him, because if he doesn't see them, or he really doesn't look, I need to put it by his macaroni salad that he bought, and his ham salad, so he can see it. But so, and then we've been, you know, cleaning here and there. Our family room, he vacuumed and dusted in there, and I have a couple of wood, I don't know what you would call them, they're like baskets with handles on it, that I was housing like previous projects, and now those projects are done, so I just need to go through and see what's in there, and then, you know, take care of that. And then in the bathroom, of course, we've got to make room for 2 litter boxes, and we have this looks like a French pavilion, is that it? French provincial, I don't know, stand in there that house like our extra stuff, you know, like razor blades and soaps and stuff like that, and washcloths. And the cupboard above it, there was room for stuff. And then in our vanity sink, was a 2-sink vanity, there's room in there for stuff. And so what we're going to do is move that out of the bathroom, and that way there's room for both of the litter boxes. And then that will go in the sunroom beside me, because right now beside me is another chair and the heater that has the lamp on it, and the heater can go back in our closet until, you know, this winter. And that stand can go there, and then the chair, once we get things moved around and I get that big wandering Jew plant, hanging plant moved, I don't know where yet, but moved, that chair might go there. So might not, might go back out in the family room. So we're slowly getting there. I mean, the house isn't overly stuffed, but it's like, you know, in here, you know, I have my ironing board right here, and it's full of fabric and stuff I haven't taken care of. And over there on that floor, it's boxes of yarn that I got out to maybe crochet projects and stuff. And I just need to open up the closet door right there and open up the totes that they came out of and just take care of that, and then just vacuum the floor. Just trying to make it so that if a cat comes in here, you know, that they're not going to swallow like these little end bits here that I cut off for my when I knitting. So but other than that, yeah, we're just slowly getting the house around. The house really needed a good dusting anyways. Neither one of us are very good at that. We'd rather do other things than dusting. We will vacuum, but dusting seems to be, we'll take the Swiffer duster out and we'll just hit the obvious places. I know I can't be the only one that does that. And I guess I always did it backwards, because when I would dust and vacuum, I would always, it seemed like I vacuumed all the floors up first and then I dusted. And then one day Jerry saw that and he goes, "You're doing it backwards." He says, "You should dust first, so if anything goes on the floor, then you can vacuum." And I said, "Well, you do your way and I'll do my way." Oh, it's just the way that we both were taught. And in reality, I wasn't taught anything. My goodness, I never saw my mom clean. The house wasn't messy, so I know she did, but I never saw it, because back when I was a child, back in the 60s and, you know, 70s, in the summer months, we were not allowed to be in the house unless it was super rainy hard, and then you still got to play outside, only if there was no thunder and lightning. But from the time you got up and had breakfast, you were kicked out of the house, and then you knew what time lunch was going to be, and you came back home for lunch, and then you went right back out, and then you were back by supper, and you were right back out till it was bedtime. So that, you know, we just played with our friends, and we were just always gone. So, you know, Mom had the house to herself to do whatever. So but yeah, so last night I laid in bed and I was wide awake. I was just like a kid at Christmas. I kept saying to him, "Is it Monday yet? Is it Monday yet?" Oh my goodness. So yeah, but you know, there's not too much other, except for I wanted to show you. So I've been knitting on, or I've been crocheting on that mosaic blanket that I'm making as a gift for a family member. And the colors that I'm using again is Super Saver Red Heart. It is a medium number 4. And they all have, what do they all have? Let me tell you. I'm not for sure. 198 grams or 7 ounces or 364 yards or 333 meters. And I am using my hot red. I am using Aaron. I am using a Pool. I don't have one of the colors in here because I had to take it out last night. Turquoise, and then I'm using like a light sand color. You'll see it in the blanket. So those are the colors there that I have to now put in with the rest of the colors because the first skeins are getting right down there. So I did finish, and this is called Seaside. By the Seaside. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. It's Seaside something. So I did get the sandcastles done. Plus, it said sandcastles and goins. Gynoes. Goins? I don't know what those things are. But anyways, so the next section I will be starting will be the bathing suits and the parasols. So, and then there is the section after that is the ice cream cones. And then the last section, I'm calling it like the old-fashioned dressing houses on the beach. And there might be like little fireworks. So, but it's slowly getting there. So let me stand up so you can see here. But this up here is what they called that. Goins. Goins? It's like groins, but it was goins, like G-Y instead of G-R. But that is the sandcastle with the blue flag. You have your seaweed, which is the blue. And then it comes right down to, I wasn't for sure what those were. But then you're in the sea, because those are your starfish. And then your fishies. So yeah, and I can't go like that. So I did finish that part last night. So, and then, whoops, there goes the yarn. So I did that last night with the air on because it's been too hot to do it without the air. So, because it's humid. It is really, really, really muggy out. It's like the dew points are like near 70 again. So, so I did that, and now I am hand sewing on my English paper piecing, and I am still on clue 3, but now I'm starting to put the flower sections in. There's like 6 flowers that you put, like, it's a circle, so it's like top, bottom, left, right. Oh, I gotta think, because that's only 4. I can't remember, but they're, you know, it's like when you hold the circle up, there'll be a star here and a star here. And then in between is a long piece that will connect them all. So I thought I'm gonna hand sew for a little bit. Give my hands a rest from crocheting and knitting. So we are supposed to get more rain later tonight, and then even, I think even more rain on Saturday. And today, Friday, and Saturday will be our muggiest. Again, they call it oppressive. So it'll be a good day to be in the house. And but other than that, I'm going to let you guys go so I can go back and finish my lunch, my salad. And thanks again, everybody, for the congratulations on the 2 new babies. And we're just hoping that they just don't come in and that they do what most cats do, is go hide for a month, it seems like. We're hoping that since they've been in a home, that once they get into a home, that, you know, within a few days, they'll start being out more and more. We're both feeling like Simba, the orange cat, the male cat. He is, unless he really comes out of his shell, he will be the shy guy, because his sister Nala was the one who was always like hollering, you know, hello, 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 but she's like still 2 years younger than him. So, but they will get all the loving. So, but as Jerry said this morning, he made the remark about, well, we know which cat will be a Xoxo. It will probably be your cat. See, he's already going, yours and my cat. And he says, you know what's going to happen is your cat's going to attach to me, and then my cat, as you say, is going to attach to you. And he laughed. He goes, probably. But no, so I don't know if he's going in to buy food and treats for him. That's the only thing we haven't got. Everything we ordered from Amazon is supposed to be here tomorrow, which for us will mean tomorrow night. So he'll have Sunday to set up that cat tower, and we'll have Sunday to wash their water dishes and their food dishes. And that's basically about it. I mean, we got a mat for the food and water to sit on, but, you know, but other than that, and yeah, I'm just not going to break my back trying to get things done in one day. So, but anyways, thank you again, my friends. We haven't even told our kids. Aren't we bad? I said something to him. I says, well, I said, I should say something to the kids, because we have a family chat. And he goes, no, he said, they'll see them when they come visit. I thought, ow. But no, what I'll do is I'm going to wait until Sunday when we get everything set up, and then I'll take pictures, and then I'll send it in the family chat and say, there, we're ready, and we'll see what they say. You know, they're busy. He forgets what, you know, when we were in our, you know, 40s with a family, you know, how difficult it was at times, especially when they're in sports and it's the summer. But back when we were their age, the difference was we didn't go to my mom and dad's very often, because he said our kids are not going to be raised around my dad, who was an alcoholic. And I understand that. But Dad and Mom both loved the kids. And we still took them, but not like every week to his folks. Every Sunday we were out after church at lunch. It was like an expectant thing. And Jerry worked 6 days a week, so Sundays was our only day. And after church, we'd go out to his folks. We'd be there until, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and then come home. So, but our kids live a little bit further away. We were just down the road, like 10 minutes from his folks. And we were probably about that far from my folks. But again, his folks came out to our place and my folks never did. So, but nothing's changed, you know. So anyways, yeah, we're really excited. And we know that there will be that transition for us and them. But, you know, I'll show you pictures. Hopefully I can get pictures. Hopefully they'll just get out their carriers and they'll just kind of sniff around and maybe hide behind something for a little bit, but might come out. But we're just going to do our best, make them feel loved and comfortable. And then I'll try to show you pictures when I get them. But we'll definitely, so you can see them on Monday. And so, but anyways, thanks again, my friends. And remember, I will not be recording Saturday or Sunday, so I'll be back on Monday. Gives me time to do what I have to do and not pick up my phone so much. So thanks again, my friends. So until, and it was weigh-in day today. I was up half a pound. We had pizza from Pizza Hut last night. I only had 2 pieces, and some of you are going, only. There was a day I could eat 4. But I didn't have lunch yesterday. Oh, that was the other thing before I let you go. I told my friend Jenny, I said, I was so excited that we were getting them that when we came home, I couldn't eat. It was lunchtime and I couldn't eat, and Jerry's out there making a sandwich and everything. And so I grabbed a yogurt and had a yogurt. And then when I was talking to you guys yesterday about all this, I was afraid you'd hear my belly because it kept growling. So he ordered a pizza. It wasn't the best. He even said that. He says we won't order from Pizza Hut again, but I just need to start making our own. So, but I just thought that was funny that I couldn't eat. I was too excited. So, so it, you know, it was in my point range and calorie range and everything because I only had my fruit smoothie and the pizza and the yogurt. That was it, because I just wasn't. I tell you, I'm like a kid at Christmas time, or most people would say a kid in a candy store. I don't know what that's like. We never were allowed to go into a candy store until I was a grown adult. So anyways, thanks again, and stay strong, stay safe. And thanks for always stopping by and listening to me and chit-chatting back to me. I really appreciate it. So have a great weekend, and I will see you hopefully on Monday, or for my down under friend, Miss Kaz, on Tuesday. See you.